making it to UFC? I know you've been asked 8 million times the last 3 or 4 years about getting here.
Well, I'm very excited about being part of UFC now. I feel like it's a long time coming. Scott Coker gave me his blessing, and I'm very excited just to be on this card as the co-main event, and I'm ready to go.
Do you feel like it's going to be different? We hear all the time about jitters. First time in the UFC. What do you think?
I actually had a little bit of jitters last night, but I've been on some big fights, and I'm just going to go in there and perform to the best of my abilities. I know if I let it get to me, then it might affect my performance. So I'm just going to enjoy the small moments and let the small moments lead up to the big moments.
So why does it feel different on that night? Can you for some guys?
For my first MMA fight in San Jose,
yeah.
I threw up in the back. So I hope it doesn't happen this time, but I'm prepared for whatever. I'm just excited. I think my first time I was more like, what about my joints? What about the small gloves? But now, hey, it's go time.
Do you think in some ways the fight against Smith, is going to work out in the long run because you're doing so well there, and then one mistake?
Every time you step into the octagon, it's with small gloves. It can end any time. So the good thing is, with small gloves, it can end any time for my opponents too. But also, I have two legs that can end at any time. So it's 4-2 odds here.
So does it mean something to fight a guy like Vanderlei? It's not like you didn't have a great reputation as a fighter, doing the kickboxing, but does it mean something getting, your first UFC fight against a guy like that who has been such a legend and, beacon in the sport?
This is how I see fighting Vanderlei Silva. Go big or go home.
Yeah. All right. How about his game at this point?
Vanderlei, he's always going to be dangerous. He fights with a lot of heart, and he's one of those fighters that you got to put away because he's going to keep coming all the way through, kind of like a Scott Smith with more power. And, we're going to see what happens, come Saturday night.
Has he faced anyone who's got the kicking game that you have?
I actually saw one of his interviews, and he says he's never fought anyone like me, and I'm sure what he said is true.
So is coming to the UFC kind of a rededication of your career? Because obviously you got the movies and you had some TV stuff, and it seemed kind of like, well, I'm going to fight, but I'm going to do this. Do you kind of feel like this is a second life, and like now I can make a run, and then maybe I can walk away a couple of years from now satisfied?
I'm taking one fight at a time. I can't look too far ahead, but I look at myself as the Bo Jackson of this era with doing movies and fighting. So until I can, get to the top at either one, I'm going to go as far as I could.
One last thing, did you get a chance to watch the Countdown show?
I just saw it yesterday.
What'd you think?
I thought it was awesome.
Why?
Just because of the card, because of how they set it up for 6 champions to face off against each other. Then the backstories, just watching the backstory inspired me even more because I always realize where I come from, but when I see it on the big screen, it makes me feel like I'm lucky to be here and I'm going to take advantage of my opportunities.
So you thought they did a nice job of recapping your history and having your mom on there?
Definitely.
What's that like?
My mom, I look up to my mom. She's worked hard, and she's been through a lot, and her adversity is nothing compared to stepping into the octagon against Vanderlei. So bring it.
Yeah, I would assume if you get a bonus in this one, probably nice to treat your mom to something.
A while back I bought her a truck, and I think it's due time for a new car. And if a bonus comes up, maybe I can surprise her with a new car or something.